Two sisters, Kate and Liz, arrive in Cyprus for vacation. Kate, the older one, takes responsibility for everything regarding her younger sister. However, Liz doesn't like being treated like a child and constantly complains about her sister. She's always on her phone, talking to her best friend Christy and speaking ill of Kate. The upset girl is so distracted with her phone that she leaves their passports on a bench when leaving the airport. After a long journey, the sisters finally arrive at the hotel. During check-in, Liz realizes she forgot the passports on the airport bench. Kate is outraged to discover that Liz was so careless, but Liz doesn't regret her mistake and starts arguing. The receptionist intervenes and proposes a solution. She will contact the airport and retrieve the passports. Kate thanks her for the help and, before going to their room, asks if there's anything to eat as they're very hungry. The receptionist responds that the kitchen has already closed for the day and recommends checking out the nightclub downstairs. Later, while Kate is in the shower, she answers a call from Liz's doctor who wants to know how she's doing. Here, it's revealed that Liz suffered from depression, but is now recovering and showing signs of improvement. Kate assures the doctor that she's properly managing Liz's medication. Hey, the movie I'm summarizing is called S0S Survive or Sacrifice. It's a thriller mixed with adventure, survival style. Like this style? Leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to receive the best summaries. She dries off after her shower and sees Liz snoring in bed. She decides not to wake her and goes to the club alone. There, she's approached by a woman named Mira, who's with her boyfriend Jack. What Kate doesn't know is that the couple are con artists who rob people to fund their luxury lifestyle. Mira strikes up a conversation with Kate and asks if she's with anyone. When she says no, Mira assumes she's alone. She then invites her to dance, and our girl accepts without much enthusiasm. On the dance floor, they join two locals, Andreas and Nick. While the four are having fun, Mira sneakily takes Kate's room key and secretly hands it to her boyfriend. After some time dancing, Kate takes some selfies with her new friends and plans to return to her room. However, she's detained by Mira, who wants her to stay until Jack steals the money from her room. Andreas reveals he has a hot air balloon and proposes they all take a flight. Kate is hesitant at first, but ends up accepting when Andreas says it's an unmissable opportunity. The group then takes his car and goes to the location. Upon arrival, the guys start setting up the hot air balloon. Andreas asks Nick to tie a rope to the car wheel to hold the balloon. Nick does as asked, but forgets to secure the other end of the rope to the balloon. Meanwhile, Jack disguises himself as a waiter and enters Kate's room. Inside, Liz wakes up and sees a photo of Kate having fun with her new friends and becomes sad. She complains to her best friend about her sister abandoning her and having fun alone all night. To give Kate a scare, Liz plans to play a prank on her. She decides to hide in a closet and pretend she left. While she takes refuge inside a wardrobe, Jack arrives at the room with the key he took. Liz becomes terrified when she sees the man entering the room with a knife and sends a message to her friend telling her what's happening. After a while, Jack opens the wardrobe and comes face to face with Liz. The girl lets out a terrified scream and runs to the bathroom, locking herself inside. On the other hand, the group takes off in the hot air balloon and admires the city view from above. Later, Kate notices they're drifting. She alerts the other group members, and this causes Andreas to argue with Nick about his recklessness, generating a heated discussion between the two. During this, Mira sees that the hot air balloon is heading toward the windmills. With a quick gesture, Andreas increases the fire, making the balloon rise as high as possible to pass over the windmills. Meanwhile, everyone crouches and says a prayer to escape an accident. Suddenly, Nick stands up to see what's happening, but is surprised by a wind turbine blade that hits the balloon basket. Because of this, Nick is thrown far away, and Andreas is knocked unconscious after a piece of wood pierces his thigh. The two women desperately search for an emergency kit, but find nothing useful. Given the gravity of the situation, Kate takes off her shirt and wraps it around Andreas's leg to stop the bleeding. While the women are in shock, Nick reappears in the clouds, holding the rope. Seeing this, Mira tries to grab the rope with Kate's help, but Nick can't hold on for long and falls to his death. Liz runs back to the hotel reception after leaving the bathroom. She tells the receptionist that someone tried to rob her and asks him to call the police. Jack, afraid of being caught, flees the hotel without taking any. On his way to his car, He calls Mira and criticizes her for not checking if the victim was alone. He threatens her, saying that if he gets arrested, he'll finish her off. Shortly after, a police officer arrives at the hotel and asks about what happened. The receptionist responds that Liz and her sister came to the hotel without their passports, and now her sister has left the girl. Andreas, upon waking up, confesses that he doesn't have authorization to pilot the balloon, as it belongs to his employer. Mira becomes furious upon hearing this and accuses him of making up lies just to impress the girls. Kate asks them to stop arguing and focus on making the giant balloon descend. But it's already too late, as they're far from the coast, flying over the sea. The only way out is to use the hot air and try to return to land. Time passes, and Kate becomes worried about her sister, who's alone in the hotel room. Upon hearing this, Mira realizes that she and Jack risk being arrested by the police. Soon the group spots a boat in the distance, which increases their hope of being rescued. They make signals and shout for help, but the boat passengers think they're just greeting them and wave back. Meanwhile, as Andreas was going to join the girls, he slips and falls into the water. The two become desperate and start arguing about who should go down with the rope to save him. They take too long, which causes Andreas to drown. Additionally, the boat disappears from view. To try to attract the ship's attention, they decide to use the balloon's flag. They try to reach it, but end up releasing it from the top, which descends even further. After this, Mira asks Kate to hold her legs while she tries to grab the edge of the flag. You have to really trust the other person to do that. She grabs the flag, but they have nothing to write with, so Kate uses her own blood to make a distress signal. However, nothing they do matters, as the ship is too far away and nobody sees the flag. Soon after, Mira takes off her shirt and puts it on Kate's injured hand to stop the bleeding. The scene changes to the hotel, where a police officer has called an American consul named Sophia. Sophia wants to take Liz to child protection, but the girl prefers to stay there and wait for her sister's return. Liz also thinks her sister might be in danger because she sent her location before disappearing, which means she didn't abandon her. Sophia tries to explain that Liz can't stay at the hotel anymore and has no choice but to go with her. Then Liz has an idea and convinces the consul to go looking for Kate. After this, they both go to Kate's last indicated location, which Sophia identifies as a tourist spot. Meanwhile, the hot air balloon's gas cylinder runs out, and the women quickly switch the gas tubes to another cylinder. But a new difficulty arises. They have no way to light the fire. Soon after, Kate sees a condom and has an idea. She fills it with vodka and puts it in the sunlight, making it like a magnifying glass. With this trick, they manage to set a dollar bill on fire and place it in the burner, making the hot air balloon rise again. Noticing the smoke coming from the burning money, Kate comes up with another plan. She wants to make more smoke to attract the attention of anyone who might help. They start tearing pieces of the balloon and wrapping them around bills to burn. During this time, Mira tells her story of never being able to study and have a better life. Kate is admired by Mira for her strength and female independence. Next, we see Liz and Sophia arriving at the tourist spot, where they find Andreas's car. Inside, they find a small camera with videos of Kate's group taking off in the hot air balloon. After this discovery, Sophia calls the pilot, but discovers he's traveling with his family. At the same time, Mira notices a signal wire in the balloon. She releases it and connects it to Kate's phone, which serves as an antenna. The phone then receives a signal, and Kate quickly sends her current location to her sister. Soon after, the phone runs out of battery and turns off. When she receives the location, Liz shows it to Sophia and suggests they head there. Sophia agrees, and they soon arrive at the port. They then get into a boat and head toward the indicated location. Meanwhile, the balloon has fallen into the sea, causing great fear in both women. Mira, terrified by the proximity of death, cries and reveals that she and her boyfriend plotted to enter Kate's hotel room using her access card. Kate doesn't get angry with her, but is more concerned about her sister. Elsewhere, Jack recovers some of his hidden money and flees in his car with another girlfriend. They stop at a hotel, and while Jack is taking a shower, his supposed new girlfriend takes all the money and car keys and escapes. The balloon is now completely submerged in water. Kate manages to swim out of it, but Mira appears to be trapped inside. Kate realizes she can't swim and goes back to save her at the last moment. Afterward, they hold onto a floating drum and wait for rescue. Soon after, they see a large merchant ship approaching, which increases their hope of finally being saved. However, the captain and other passengers don't see them because of the ship's size. Thus, the ship passes without noticing them, leaving them in trouble again. Meanwhile, Liz and Sophia's boat engine stops working, leaving them stranded in the middle of the ocean. Despite this setback, Liz doesn't lose hope and remains determined to find her sister. She hands Sophia a paddle, and they continue the rest of the way rowing. After a long journey, they arrive at the agreed point but don't see anyone. Liz, being clever, uses an air horn to make loud noises. Kate and Mira hear the noise but can't shout loud enough. Then Mira has an idea and uses her grandmother's lucky mirror to reflect the sunlight, indicating exactly where they are. Liz and Sophia see them and quickly row there. They bring them onto the boat, and there's an emotional embrace between the sisters. They introduce themselves to their new friends, and the film ends as the four return home. So that's it. Leave a like and hit the bell to be notified of new summaries. So until the next recap.